Hello and welcome to News Central TV. I am Adebola Adedugba. The headlines. Joseph Boakai to be sworn in as Liberian president. Many fear dead as floods wreak havoc in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Lagos State government in Nigeria's southwest bans single-use plastics. Details shortly. We begin the news in West Africa, where Joseph Boakai will be sworn in as Liberia's president today, following his election victory over former football star Marjueh with a challenge of tackling poverty and corruption. Boakai narrowly beat former Ballon d'Or winner Weah in November's runoff poll with 50.64% of the vote to 49.3% of the vote. He will be sworn in for a 6-year term during the ceremony and Parliament in the capital, Monrovia, from 10 a.m. in the presence of several foreign leaders and diplomatic delegations. And to talk about this, I'm being joined live on the news by an African affairs analyst, Ejime. Good afternoon. Glad to have you join me. Okay, Margaret, let's talk about, these elections going on. Give us details regarding what you understand. Boakai being a veteran of Liberian politics, won with 50.6% of the vote as compared to his opponent, Marjueh, who had a score of 49.36%. I mean, the former football star and also incumbent president. What distinct or set apart, what factors set apart the victory Boakai had over Weah in this presidential title race?
Thank you. The victory won over Joshua, that is Joseph Boakai. The Liberian people decided on making him the next president because of his experience into good governance. So today is the inauguration day, and they have the trust in him being the next president of the Republic of Liberia.
All right, Marjueh, the sitting president, Marjueh, has been praised for conceding defeat despite only serving just one term. How instrumental was his decision not to use power of incumbency, to influence the outcome of the election, as we have seen in some other African countries?
So, our current president, Joshua, he's a peaceful man. And I must say thank you to him for the peaceful transition that he had carried on, not bringing chaos because he did not win the election. He did that because of for the Liberian people. And now we have a very peaceful transition, and we are so happy. So we just say thank you to him for not, going out of the law or going out of the ways of the laws that are there abided by the Liberian people.
All right, Marjueh, what do you think are the most pertinent issues Boakai is likely to face when it comes to bringing succor to millions of Liberian citizens who have demanded improvement in the country's economic outlook?
Come again, please.
I was asking what are the pressing issue the incoming president is likely to face, that's Boakai, when it comes to bringing relief to millions of Liberians in terms of their economic well-being?
So, some issues are like youth empowerment, because the past government did not really pay attention to the youth empowerment. So now, in particular, Joseph Boakai needs to pay more attention to youth empowerment, so in order to create jobs for youth, for young people as a foundation for a better Liberia, and also the agriculture, food security and special attention to the climate change. Entrepreneurship is another thing that he needs to pay attention to support business initiative to create a tax-friendly environment and introduction to innovative national project to incorporate retired citizens of Liberia, the end of corruption to reduce it. You cannot end corruption, but you have to reduce corruption. So Ambassador Joseph Boakai also needs to work on the rural connectivity, that is from one county to another county to enable people, move freely. And the justice systems need to be straightened up. So Ambassador Joseph Boakai needs to work in that direction also.
All right, thank you so much for your time on the news, Marjueh. It's been expository speaking with you. And staying in the region, 11 months ahead of Ghana's presidential election, a new political force is emerging to challenge the long-standing two-party status quo. A businessman, Nana Kwame Bediako, claims that his new force movement will grow into a third political force with the help of clever social media messaging, posters using his masked face, and an appeal to younger people. Few analysts believe Bediako can truly test the ruling New Patriotic Party, NPP, and the opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, which have dominated Ghana since 1992. But already he appears to have shaken the mainstream establishment as the country tries to emerge from its worst economic crisis in decades. The governor of Plateau State, Caleb Mofwang, has held a Thanksgiving to celebrate the recent Supreme Court judgment that affirmed his election victory. The event held at the Rewang Palm Township Stadium in Jos, the Plateau State capital, north-central Nigeria. News Central's Chizo Banyongwe was there and now completes this report.
My mouth will talk about the goodness of God.
Governor Mofwang, his wife Helen, their children, many other family members, former Governor Jonah Jang, members of the state cabinet, and other dignitaries from neighboring states were on the plateau to felicitate the time is now governor. The event saw well-wishers from far and wide, including renowned gospel singers, pouring praises to God for the life of the governor.
You heard my voice and you lifted my head.
Prayers as well as words of admonition were given by the clergy.
It is our prayers that as we continue this Thanksgiving, that God will accept our sacrifice of thanksgiving today as an honor unto Him.
This is the beginning of wholeness. This is wholeness, restoration. Everything that Plateau has lost shall be fully restored.
The elated governor said he will not rest on his oars in taking the state to greater heights.
By the grace of God, this is a new beginning. It's the beginning of the fulfillment of the promises we have made to you. And by the grace of God, we will not fail you. We are determined to lift Plateau to a new realm. We will continue where our great leaders have stopped. We'll ride on their shoulders and raise Plateau to a new level.
There were goodwill messages from the friends of Plateau who came to rejoice with the governor.
It is gladdening to see the return of true Plateau spirit, of oneness and love in this gathering. I pray that this be sustained.
Plateau State, let us turn to God. Let's turn to Christ. He has heard us. He has answered our prayers. It is up to us now to support Caleb Mutfwang with our prayers for this coming 8 years.
Continue to lift him up, that the Lord will give him wisdom. The Lord will empower him.
All eyes will now be on Governor Mutfwang and his cabinet to see how he plans to move the state forward as the legal tussles are over. In Jos for News Central, I am Chizoba Anyonwe.
And now to security matters. The people of Lekwesi community in Umuonochi local government area of Abia State can now move about freely in their community following the fleeing of kidnappers from their domain. Lekwesi community was identified to be where kidnappers who operated in the Umuonochi axis held their victims hostage until ransom was paid. News Central's Chinwe Ogele reports that a sting operation carried out a few months ago by the joint security team in the state in the same council area uncovered the depth of the criminal activities there.
That ran into years, kidnapping raged in Umuonochi and Isukwata local government areas of Abia State, creating untold fears in villagers and commuters alike. The criminals had found comfort in a dilapidated school in Lekwesi community where it drove away school children and teachers.
And this particular place used to be comprehensive secondary school, Umucheze. But as you can see, it's already in ruins. And the students here, we are moved back to another secondary school, another primary school there over there. From there, the bandits still went there and then chased them back to the community. So as it starts on these two schools, no one is there.
The kidnappers stay here and they keep victims around here. They made sure that they vandalized the secondary school so that nobody will be there. And they took over this other one too. As you saw on the board, the last time people thought here was on the 26th of June, 2023. And since then, nothing has happened here except kidnapping and kidnapping business.
The best thing we will do is we'll have to do the roads and then we reactivate the schools so that they will have to leave this general environment.
For fear of their own lives, the villagers who saw it all kept mum for as long as it lasted.
We are besieged with what we can, that we are overwhelmed by what we can handle. But until this time,
we have been living in fear because these people, they pass through the community, they come here and they kidnap everywhere, so no one is safe.
It happens that we escaped the incident where they planned it. God just be on our side.
The Commissioner of Police in the state, Kenechukwu Onwemele, in the company of the Special Advisor to Governor Alex Oti on Security, MacDonald Oba, paid a visit to Lekwesi community.
You can see there's collaboration among the security forces. The military, the police, and all other security agencies are working hand in glove with the support of this government. We assure the people of Abia State that we would put in our best, we'll put in our level best to be sure that the vision of the governor for a safe and secure Abia State that is already within reach is accomplished.
The government is doing their bit and the men are doing their bit. In fact, we are activating 4 more sectors.
The steady chase and scout of the criminals around these vicinities by combined team of the security agencies seemed to be achieving its purpose as cases of abductions drop appreciably. In Omaya for News Central, Chinwe Ogele.
You're live with News Central Television. Let's take a short break. Stay with us. Thank you for staying tuned. In Nigeria's southwest, Lagos State government says it will immediately start implementing a ban on styrofoam and other single-use plastics. Lagos Environment Commissioner Tokunbo Wahab said non-biodegradable plastics were a major pollution problem and were clogging drains. State officials say they will use a dormant 2009 law to fine or jail culprits. Lagos is one of Africa's most populous cities. International experts estimate Nigeria generates 2.5 million tons of plastic waste annually. Away from that, Live in Côte d'Ivoire for Foreigners offers a rich tapestry of experiences. Known for its welcoming locals, diverse cultures, and economic growth, the country provides a vibrant atmosphere. Abidjan, the economic capital, is a bustling metropolis where expatriates encounter a blend of French sophistication and African warmth. The country's natural beauty, from lush landscapes to national parks, offers recreational opportunities. However, navigating occasional infrastructure challenges and languages barrier can pose some hurdles. Overall, Live in Côte d'Ivoire for Foreigners is an adventure combining cultural immersion, friendly communities, and the exploration of a rapidly evolving African nation. We have details in this report.
In Côte d'Ivoire for Foreigners offers a rich tapestry of experiences. Known for its welcoming locals, diverse cultures, and economic growth, the country provides a vibrant atmosphere. Abidjan, the economic capital, is a bustling metropolis where expatriates encounter a blend of French sophistication and African warmth.
I've been in Côte d'Ivoire for 32 years now, and it's just business that brought me to Côte d'Ivoire. But there's a lot of similarity. It's only this language barrier and few cultures that are slight different from Nigerian culture.
Life Abidjan, ìrọ̀rùn ló bá dé. Gbogbo oúnjẹ ló wà níbí báyìí. Oúnjẹ nǹkan sì dínwó.
The country's natural beauty, from lush landscapes to national parks, offers recreational opportunities.
Côte d'Ivoire is known as a hospitable country. That means you see their symbol is called Akwaba. When somebody say Akwaba, that means you are welcome. In fact, in these areas, I'm tipping Côte d'Ivoire as #1 in Africa, depending on the countries that I have visited in Africa.
However, navigating occasional infrastructure challenges and language barriers can pose some hurdles.
Life in Abidjan is very, very sweet. Very, very sweet. Since I came to this Abidjan, I don't have a problem with anybody. Their security is well secured. So there is nothing like a conflict or fight or anything. No, here is very sweet. There is light everywhere. Everywhere is very calm.
Overall, life in Côte d'Ivoire for Foreigners is an adventure combining cultural immersion, friendly communities, and the exploration of a rapidly evolving African nation. Favor Itwa in Abidjan for News Central.
Coming up, spotlight on internet fraud on the African continent. We'll bring you details of these and more when we return. Stay with us. In a 2023 statistics study released by the ECOFIN agency, a security awareness platform states that among 800 people over the age of 18 in 8 African countries like Morocco, South Africa, Kenya, Botswana, Nigeria, Ghana, Egypt, and Mauritius, nearly 40% of those polled had fallen victim to online scam at least once, regardless of the type. The report states that to succeed in their crime and get victims' attention, fraudsters most of the time using emotional approaches through various means. According to the survey, in 24% of cases, they prefer using email to get in contact with their victims. Meanwhile, police in South Africa have reported that several people have been swindled of their money in online scams in Limpopo in recent months. Police say scammers use social media platforms to entice unsuspecting people. Some involve publishing bogus jobs and business opportunities. And 2 people have been reported dead as rescuers are searching through the rubble after a landslide struck a remote and mountainous part of southwestern China, burying 47 people. The landslide reportedly occurred early Monday morning, local time in the county Yunnan province. A state broadcaster, CCTV, said around 18 houses were buried and that more than 200 people were urgently evacuated from the area. Authorities have launched an emergency response involving over 200 rescue workers, as well as dozens of fire engines and other equipment. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inaugurated a grand temple to Hindu god Ram in the flashpoint city of Ayodhya. The temple replaces a 16th century mosque razed by Hindu mobs in 1992. The demolition has sparked nationwide riots in which nearly 2,000 people died. Now, thousands of invited guests, including top film stars and cricketers, attended the event in Ayodhya. But some Hindu seers and most opposition boycotted it, saying Modi was using it for political gains. General elections are due in India in the next few months, and Modi's political rivals say the governing Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, will be seeking votes in the temple's name in the country where 80% of the population is Hindu. Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley meets voters in a restaurant in Epping, New Hampshire, ahead of Tuesday's first in-the-nation primary election. Some residents who said they liked her as a candidate had second thoughts on her candidacy as they believe she had backed Donald Trump if he were elected.
We have said that there is a big difference between these choices that people are going to make on Tuesday. They can have more of the same, or they can have a new generational leader. And I want to stress the generational part. We've watched for a long time. A lot of these guys stay too long. We've seen the old guard continue to do the same things. We want to shift that. It's time that we go younger. It's time that we go with more solutions. It's time that we modernize in everything that we do. In Iowa, I wanted to be strong. We did that. We started at 2%, we ended at 20%. In New Hampshire, I want to be even stronger than that. And in South Carolina, I want to be even stronger than that. We'll find out what strong and stronger is on election day, but that's the goal. That's always been.
I am not a Trump person, definitely. I would love to see that he doesn't prosper as much as he had, like Iowa. He probably will, but I'm still hopeful that maybe people will come out and pick a different route, you know, pick a Democrat, I do like Haley, so, but I'm afraid she'd back him if he were elected, and I don't like that.
Just, you know, her ideas about how she's younger, which is a good thing, I think. And just, you know, in general, everything that she stands for, I tend to agree with. So.